Hello, welcome to ExamPadi. Our topic today is inflation and deflation. In this video we will 1. Explore inflation and deflation. 2. Investigate different types and causes of inflation and deflation. And 3. Explain the effects and control of inflation and deflation. The economic climate has a big impact on businesses. The level of consumer spending affects prices, investment decisions, and the number of workers that businesses employ. Inflation and deflation are like two sides of an economic coin. They are the fundamental concepts in economics that can have profound impacts on everyone, from the individual consumer to the largest corporation. So join me on this journey as we unravel the mysteries of inflation and deflation, exploring their causes, effects, and how they can be managed. What is the meaning of inflation? Inflation refers to the continuous and widespread rise in the prices of goods and services in an economy over time. This reduces the purchasing power of money, requiring more money to buy the same goods and services. For instance, the loaf of bread you could once buy now costs more. This is the reality of inflation, a persistent rise in the prices of goods and services, which erodes the purchasing power of money. What are the types of inflation? The types of inflation include 1. Demand pull inflation. This occurs when demand for goods and services in an economy grows faster than the economy's ability to produce them. If demand exceeds supply, firms respond by raising prices. 2. Cost push inflation. This happens when there's an increase in the cost of production for firms, causing them to raise prices to maintain their profit margins. Raising costs could be due to factors like higher wages or increased prices of raw materials. 3. Built-in inflation. This type of inflation occurs when businesses and workers expect prices and wages to rise and adjust their behavior accordingly. 4. Structural inflation. This occurs due to imbalances in the supply chain. For example, if there's a shortage of a certain product, its price may increase. 5. Hyperinflation. This is an extremely rapid or out-of-control inflation. In 1923, the German mark became worthless due to hyperinflation. 6. Creeping inflation. This is a situation where inflation is low but consistently creeping. 7. Walking or moderate inflation. This is when inflation rate is between 2 to 10%. Now let's discuss the causes of inflation. There are several causes of inflation, and they include 1. Demand pull inflation. Demand pull inflation arises when there is a surplus of demand for goods and services, leading to scenarios like demand pull inflation. 2. Low productivity. Inflation can result from inadequate productivity levels, particularly evident in sectors such as agriculture. 3. Salary and wage increase. Inflation can be fueled by a rise in salaries and wages across various sectors. 4. High production cost. Elevated production costs can contribute to inflationary pressure. 5. Budget deficit. Inflation is triggered by budget deficit, which emerges when government expenditure surpasses its revenue. 6. Population growth. An increase in population can raise demand levels, potentially leading to inflation. 7. Excessive bank lending. Inflationary tendencies can be exacerbated by excess lending within the banking system. What are the effects of inflation? The effects of inflation include 1. It encourages spending. Moderate inflation can encourage consumers to spend rather than hoard money as the value of money decreases over time. This can stimulate economic activities and boost demand for goods and services. 2. It promotes investment. Inflation can incentivize businesses and individuals to invest in productive assets to protect against the eroding value of money. This can contribute to capital formation and economic growth. 3. Debt relief. Inflation can erode the actual value of debt over time. Borrowers benefit from paying bank loans with money worth less than when they borrowed it, reducing the debt burden. 4. Supports monetary policy. Central banks often target a low and stable inflation rate as part of their monetary policy objectives. Moderate inflation allows central banks to use interest rate adjustments to influence economic growth and stability. 5. Wage adjustments. Inflation can lead to nominal wage increases, benefiting workers by maintaining their purchasing power and potentially improving the standard of living. 6. International competitiveness. High inflation can reduce a country's competitiveness as rising prices make exports less attractive to foreign buyers. 7. Reduced purchasing power. High inflation erodes the purchasing power of money, causing consumers to afford fewer goods and services with the same amount of money. How then can we control inflation? Number 1. Encouraging industrialization. Increasing production capacity and availability of goods and services can help meet growing demand and prevent excessive price increases due to supply shortages. 2. Effective interest rates. Raising interest rates can discourage borrowing, reducing consumer spending and investment, which can help control demand pull inflation. 3. Fiscal policy and taxation. Using taxation to reduce disposable income can lower consumer spending, decreasing overall demand and inflationary pressure. 4. Distribution system improvements. Removing bottlenecks in the distribution system can ensure a smoother flow of goods, reducing supply shortages and their impact on prices. 5. Hoarding regulation. Implementing legislation to prevent hoarding and artificial scarcity can help maintain supply levels and to avoid price hikes due to speculative behavior. 6. Contractionary monetary policies. Reducing the money supply through measures like selling government securities or increasing reserve requirements can restrict spending and help control inflation. Now, before we go further on this lesson, list other ways inflation can be controlled in our nation. Now, picture the opposite scenario. You are in the market and you notice that the prices are falling. The same 1,000 naira note can now buy more than it used to. This might sound like a dream come true, but it's actually a sign of inflation. A decrease in the general price level of goods and services. Deflation can be defined as a persistent fall in the general price level. It arises when the volume of money in circulation is not sufficient to align with the prevailing economic conditions. Deflation represents a decline in the overall price level due to a decrease in the volume of money in circulation. While it might seem like falling prices will be a good thing, deflation can actually be problematic as it can lead to reduced spending, economic slowdowns, and other challenges. Here are the common types of deflation. 1. Demand deficient deflation, also known as recessionary deflation. This type of deflation occurs when there is a significant decline in aggregate demand for goods and services. Economic downturns, high unemployment, and decreased consumer spending lead to reduced order and lower prices. 2. Supply-side deflation. Supply-side deflation is caused by improved production efficiency, technological advancements, or increased productivity. As production costs decrease, businesses may reduce prices to stay competitive, leading to deflation. 3. Structural deflation. This type of deflation results from long-term structural issues within an economy. Examples include declining populations, aging demographics, or shifts in consumer preferences that lead to reduced demand for certain goods and services. 4. Financial deflation. Financial deflation can occur during financial crisis or credit crunches. It's characterized by a contraction in the money supply due lead to reduced lending and borrowing activities. This type of deflation can lead to a downward spiral or reduced economic activity and further deflation. What are the causes of deflation? Deflation, the sustained decrease in the general price level of goods and services in an economy, can be caused by various factors. These factors can interact and contribute to a deflationary environment. Here are some common causes of deflation. Number 1, decreased demand. Decreased aggregate demand for goods and services can lead to excess supply, causing businesses to lower prices to stimulate sales. This can occur during economic downturns or periods of consumer pessimism. 2. Technological advancements. Technological innovation and increased productivity can lead to lower production costs, allowing businesses to reduce prices to remain competitive. 3. Decrease in money supply. A decrease in the money supply, often resulting from reduced lending by banks or contractionary monetary policies, can lead to reduced spending and general price decline. 4. Reduced consumer spending. Consumer confidence plays a significant role in driving spending. Economic uncertainty or concerns about the future can lead consumers to reduce spending, contributing to deflation. 5. High debt levels. Excessive debt levels can reduce consumer spending and business investments, as individuals and businesses focus on debt repayment rather than consumption or expansion. 6. Global economic conditions. A slowdown in global economic growth or a recession can lead to decreased export demands, impacting industries and causing deflation. 7. Falling commodity prices. A drop in the prices of raw materials and commodities can lead to reduced production costs and downward pressure on the price for finished goods. What are the effects of deflation? There are several effects of deflation, and they include 1. Decreased consumer spending. Consumers may delay purchases in anticipation of lower prices in the future. This reduction in immediate consumption can lead to reduced demand for goods and services, contributing to economic stagnation. 2. Lower business revenues. Businesses face reduced revenues as prices and demand decline. Falling profits can lead to cost-cutting measures, including layoffs and reduced investment, further dampening economic activities. 3. Increased unemployment. As businesses cut costs and reduce investments, job losses can occur, leading to higher unemployment rates. Reduced consumer spending and lower business activity can exacerbate this effect. 4. Debt burden increase. Deflation increases the actual value of debt. Borrowers find it harder to repay loans with money that has higher purchasing power. This can lead to debt defaults and financial instability. 5. Liquidity traps. When interest rates are near zero, further monetary policy actions may have limited impact, leading to a liquidity trap. 6. Reduced investment. Businesses may postpone investments due to uncertain economic conditions and expectations of further price decline. How then do we control deflation? Number 1. Lowering bank reserve limits. In a fractional reserve banking system, banks use deposits to create new loans. By lowering the reserve limit, more credit will be generated, incentivizing new loans for investment and consumption. 2. Monetary policy. The traditional tool of monetary policy is interest rates. If inflation is too low, the central bank can try to cut interest rates. This should boost spending and aggregate demand. 3. Quantitative easing. This involves the central bank creating money and using this to buy government bonds. This will reduce bond yields and increase the money supply. 4. Credit expansion. The central bank can ask commercial banks to expand their credit offerings, which can stimulate economic activity and combat deflation. 5. Open market operations. The purchase of government bonds by the central bank can increase the money supply in the economy, helping to combat deflation. We've come to the end of this lesson. Answer the following questions to assess your knowledge of the topic. 1. Write a short note on inflation and deflation, explaining their types, causes, and effects. And 2. Elucidate how inflation and deflation can be controlled. Thank you for learning about inflation and deflation with me. I'll see you in our next video. Bye!